That's how long attackers spent in the average corporate network in 2023 before anyone noticed them. 204 days. And that's the average. For some companies, it's longer. For Stack and Sterling Financial, it was longer. And here's what nobody talks about. Before the attackers walked through the door, they had been watching for weeks, studying the company, mapping them from outside, and they did all of this without touching a single system. This is from Zero to Breach, the attack files, and I'm CyberGrill, and this is where it starts. Stack and Sterling is a mid-sized fintech company. They have about 400 employees and they process about $2 billion in transactions every year. They have a security operations center, they have an IT team, and they believe they're secure. The threat group we're calling the Black Vulture Syndicate doesn't know that yet. They're not in Stack and Sterling systems. They haven't sent a single phishing email or touched a single firewall. In fact, they haven't done anything that Stack and Sterling system would flag as a security concern. They're just watching. Here's the thing about griot tradition. Before a griot ever spoke a word in the village, they listened. They learned the stories. They understood who the people were, what they valued, and where they were vulnerable. Only then did they open their mouths. The Black Vulture Syndicate operates the same way: patient, methodical, and invisible. They start with LinkedIn. They go to Stack and Sterling's company page. Within minutes, they can map out the organization: who's reporting to who, who's working for which department, how long they've worked there, and so forth. Then they go to job postings. Stack and Sterling is hiring for a cloud security engineer. The job description lists all the tools and technologies required for the job: Azure, Kubernetes, Splunk, and others. The company is advertising its technology stack to the entire world without realizing. Then they run Stack and Sterling's domain name through Shodan, not a web search engine, but a search engine for internet connected devices. Within minutes, they can find open services, open ports, and guess what? Some of them are vulnerable. Then on to email harvesting. They run tools like Hunter.io or the Harvester, scraping every public web page for email addresses connected to stackandsterling.com. The Black Vulture now has a list of real employees with email addresses. They check those emails against breach databases. They comb through previous breaches, looking for things like exposed passwords or exposed credentials, and hoping someone is reusing those credentials. And now, let's talk about Marcus Webb. Marcus Webb is an IT manager at Stack and Sterling, and he shows up in two breaches. His email and password hash have been exposed in a 2019 breach of a third-party service. The Black Vulture makes a note of it. In 3 hours, from a coffee shop, using nothing but publicly available tools, the Black Vulture Syndicate has built a complete dossier on Stack and Sterling: the people, the technology, and the entry points. On the other side, Marcus Webb is approving a patch management ticket and heading to lunch. Now, let me break it down where it makes sense. All the things the Black Vulture Syndicate has been doing so far has a name: OSINT, the Open Source Intelligence. And what people don't realize is that none of it is illegal. Every tool I mentioned is free. Every data source is public. This is the part that should make every security team uncomfortable. The reconnaissance phase costs the attacker almost nothing. No malware, no exploits, zero risk of detection, just time and patience. The tools that Black Vulture used are the same tools used by legitimate security professionals every day. What makes it dangerous is the assembly. One data point is noise. 20 connected, correlated data points, that's a target profile. Think about what Black Vulture knows now: technology stack, breach exposed employees, organizational structure, elevated access candidates, email format for internal spoofing. That's not just information, that's leverage. Here's what I want you to sit with. The Black Vulture Syndicate didn't break any laws to get here. And you can do this on your lunch break about your own company. The question is, would you like what you find? So what should Stack and Sterling have done? What should any organization do? Run OSINT assessments on your own company. Google yourself the way an attacker would. Run your domain through Shodan. See what emails are exposed. If anyone can find them, an attacker can also find them. Security teams need to be in the room when job descriptions are written. Exposing your entire technology stack through a job description is not safe. Describe the role, not the infrastructure. Marcus Webb's exposed data can be fixed. Have I Been Pwned has enterprise APIs where you can check against these things. Monitor your corporate domain for exposed breach data and force password resets before attackers use them. Do not use training as a compliance checkbox. All employees must be offered training with the understanding that they are part of the attack surface, their LinkedIn profile, their social media, all of that is data. The Black Volta Syndicate now has everything they need: an email, a password hash, and a technology stack with an entry point. And Marcus Webb has no idea. In episode 2 of From Zero to Breach, the Black Volta moves. They take everything from reconnaissance phase and make their move: the payload, the delivery mechanism, and they find that door that Marcus Webb hasn't anticipated that it's open. The reconnaissance phase is done. The quiet is over. In episode 2, we will cover the delivery. Black Volta moves in.